vehicle. You can't see very well in my small garage, but anyway, body's really nice. Tore the motor all the way open, you know, looking at everything. First thing I noticed was I took the driver's side valve cover off after confirming no compression, and I could see all the valves were stuck open. So, oh, that's almost too much light. We do this. Yes, not bad. Anyway, pulling the valve cover, you know, I ended up pulling, of course, the intake plenum, everything. And these things are, from what I've seen, a pain in the ass to work on. But anyway, all of the intake lifters are stuck down. I don't know if you can see that well. Let me see if I can get a good shot of that. You can see that they are below grade, without the lobes on the cam touching them. They're all bent. So confirming that, you know, pulling the intake plenum, I can look down and see the valve, you know, right through here with a bright light. See a little bit of the marks on the piston where the valves definitely hit them. All the exhaust valves clearly above grade, like that, exactly. These guys over here, see the little clean spot? If you see if I can zoom in, right there. They don't go up past that. I was like, man, are these valves all stuck? Stuck valves wouldn't all get stuck at once, even if it sat for a really long time. See that lobe off of it? Valves definitely bent. All the intake valves. So, back to timing. There's not much on the internet as far as timing marks on these things. They're pretty obvious timing marks. As far as, you know, cars are concerned, you're dealing with overhead cam, timing belt, blah, blah, blah. This is passenger side. You can see the mark. See if I get a clear shot of it. Right there, dead schnuts. All right. Driver's side. Let me put the rocker cover back on. All right, driver's side. Perfect. I don't know if you can see that. And then down to the crank. This one's actually really hard to see. I cleaned it off a little bit. Right there is a line. You see that? And then you can see the indent in the pulley. Perfect. Right? All marks meet. Exactly like they should. Belt itself looks beautiful. I mean, looking at the belt, you can't complain about that. Nothing wrong with the tensioner. I don't know if you can see the hydraulics. Let's see. Move it. Right there. Anyway, push it in, pin it, pull out the pin, release, hydraulically pushes, actuates the tensioner. Anyway, everything looks great, you know? So I'm like, dude, what's wrong with this thing? You kidding me? I am not going to take apart a car, put parts on it, and hope for the best. Like, I don't know what happened. So I read a little bit online. You know, it was tough to find where these things were shearing roll pins. So the other night I came out here and I'm like, all right, cool, man. Let's back the camshaft up with a, you know, just a crescent wrench, whatever. And because yeah, rolling this thing over, you can roll it over all day, either direction, and everything moves as it should. The intake cam, driver's side, moves. You know, I'm like, dude, there's no problem with this. I actually bought the anti-tamper tools for the intake. I'm sorry, for the driver's side cam sprocket, and I was like, man, I'm gonna take this off, this sensor, the I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, I'm gonna take the sensor off and figure out what's wrong with it. But back in the camshaft off, you see it moving. I'm steadily turning it with a ratchet. All right, it stopped right now. And if you pull a little bit harder, there it goes. All right. Sprocket turning, cam gears clearly not turning. All right. It sheared something in there. A roll pin. I've read, whatever. I got to take the cam phaser. That's what I was looking for. Sorry. I got to take the cam phaser off and figure out what sheared in there. But you can see my camshaft clearly turning with the rest of the engine on the timing belt. my cams aren't turning. So this thing sheared something in there, turned off, bent all intake valves, and now here we are. I just really wanted to make something, you know, so people could look on this like, man, dude, I'm going through the same thing. I get it. Don't waste any more time. Anyway, that's it, man. Hopefully it helps.